I left off with can't nobody touch that. And I said that you should always put the most sacred things to you on an altar. Metaphorically, physically, whatever. Everything, bro. Spiritually, all that. Anything. Your most prized possessions, you're not just gonna have your shit just laying out everywhere. Physically, like, really think about it. Like, you ain't gonna just. I'm not just gonna leave this blunt just sitting there for the dogs to eat on the ground, like, or shit. I'm not just going to leave a beautiful painting that I just painted somewhere for whoever to, I don't know, whatever. Just whatever means the most to you. And honestly, personally speaking, like, our temples, our bodies. You know, it's not even when I say bodies, like, it's kind of, that's an understatement of of what we truly are, of who we truly are. Like, bruh, this temple right here holds everything. Holds all the most secret, all the most juiciest secrets, all the most juiciest motherfucking, ooh, just all the sweet spots, all the goodies, all the motherfucking all the woo 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 woo, nigga, all that good shit, all that gushy good shit, all that, all the beautiful emotions, all the beautiful feelings, all the beautiful memories, experience, all the things that make a person, all the things. And then you got on a deeper level, and then you go into portals, and then you go into this, and then you can do this, and then you can do that, and you, bro, that right there is not for play. You don't, when you have something, it's like your home. But sometimes I honestly think that's an understatement too, because honestly, sometimes some people don't see like their homes as like their altar, or like their not even like representation, but they don't see it as something that's sacred. It's just like a house. It's like a crib. It's like, all right, I come here, woo, woo, woo. But honestly, I wasn't really raised like that either. Like, I wasn't, not even raised like that, because I always loved being at home, whatever, cool. But it was just like home. It was like a house. But it wasn't like, okay, like, like, this is, we do, like, like, it's, everything is intentional, is what I'm trying to say. Like, got this area for this, and like, feng shui is just like, it's just flowing. The energy is like, you walk into your home, you got all this, like, it don't even gotta be so big and all that fancy shit. Like, I'm really a person that's just like stimulated. Like, there's so much colors, and there's so much sensory things, and there's so much like chill places to, like, I don't know. You got piano, and you got a motherfucking you got a canvas over here, and a speaker over here, and I don't know, god dang, all types of, like, just different areas for intentional reasons. Like, and just having, like, like, your altar right here, not even altar, but like, like, family pictures, and where everybody, set the intention, and you, like, I don't know, but that's why I want my home to be like. I want it to be like a, not a temple, but a palace, like a temple too. Like, I want to be all of that, and I feel like that's so important, because home should be the place you always want to be. Always want to fucking be. You should always want to be at home. Like, you got somewhere beautiful, not even beautiful, you just know that that's secure. That's in the bag for you. That's already there for you, waiting for you to come back to it, waiting for you to bask in it, waiting for you to spend time in it. Not even time in it, but just appreciate it and love it and bless it, with your presence. And because you feeling this home, without you, the home is just an empty space. So honestly, I'm making this home useful. I'm making this home, I'm blessing the next person that come here. You feel me? With positive energy. And that's what I feel like. And that's how I feel about just the whole physique, our whole existence, our whole everything that an individual comes with, down to their body, down to their soul, down to all the levels. But I'm specifically talking about the body, and this translates to all levels. But it's, bro, it is just, it's such a sensitive, like, it's so sensitive. It's a sensitive topic. Not even, but it's just, when I think about my body and my temple and the, like, I've grown with this body. You know, like, literally, I remember I didn't I I remember I remember when I was first growing chi-chis, bruh. I remember that. Literally, I remember how they looked, how they felt. They hurt like hell. I was like, do I have red skin here? Like, it hurts. I want to get this checked out. Like, girl, your chi-chis is growing. Chill out. But yeah, I remember when my feet started growing. I remember when I first started growing hair. I remember when I, goddamn, started my period. Oh my god. I remember I was looking up first time starting my period and how to get your period and how to do this and how to do that. I remember outside I'm literally outside where this happened. My cousin had just started her period and I hadn't started mine, and she was telling my mom. And my mom was just like, I forgot what she said, but I was like, damn, when I'm gonna get my period? I was the last one out of my cousins. But it was so, it wasn't, it's like, now it's like, girl, what the fuck is a period? But it's a cycle, like, it's so big. Like, I also didn't know how I didn't know the power within it. I didn't know the actual influence, the actual, like, everything of it. But I also thought it was just like this big deal. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know when I'm gonna get my period. I don't know when I'm gonna start growing, and I'm so skinny, and I'm just so small, and, like, you know, like, I used to be so small, like, just so, girl, I was like a size 10. Wait, no, like what? I don't know, a 10-12. That's what it was, a 10-12. I remember that being a 10-12 for the longest. And I was really skinny and not even really skinny. I just would say I was small. Like, I really was just didn't have a lot of. I don't know. I would think I was average, but I was fairly small. But I don't know. I just felt kind of behind. I'm like, damn, when am I gonna get this? When am I gonna get that? And it came, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. It's kind of how I feel about, like, it's crazy because, like, damn, sometimes the same things be coming up, and then, like, but your journey is bound to happen no matter if you want them now or what, bitch. You think, okay, this is, I say, oh, I want it now. It's gonna fall off the fucking sky right now. No. you gotta pretend that bitch is already falling out the sky. You gotta pretend that motherfucker is already on the ground, nigga. My shit is already on the flow hole. And yeah, like I just didn't know a lot of things, bro. Like, I was naive, but I was a child, learning, figuring this shit out, just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? This, and I know a lot of people go through this, but this is my experience. But I'm just like, okay. And then I started to kind of, I didn't, I didn't start. I only knew that the body was functional for two different things. As far as like something, as far as like a feeling, as far as like you piss, you shit, not two different things, but a couple different things, like three. You piss, you shit, you fart. Four, you piss, you shit, you fart, you piss, shit, fart, you orgasm. I just sound like a old head when I said that. You bust an orgasm, but nah, you having a nah. Okay, so those are the things that you can do, and whatever. I didn't really like. That was on the surface. I was learning. Okay, I didn't really fucking know the power of the body until I really started to learn my body and understand and experience more, and also just dig into my own knowledge and uncover certain shit. Because also I had a corrupted view of pleasure, and just sex period. I don't know. I just didn't really understand it. I just knew it was like, it was supposed to feel good, right? That's how you connect with somebody, you know. Okay? Like, but like, I don't know. I didn't really have no clue about intimacy at like 12 or around that age, growing up, until I really started to experience it. But yeah, nobody fucking taught me. Nobody told me that I got like I'm filled with magic. Nobody told me that like I bust magic, I fart magic, I boo boo magic. I'm just playing. But didn't nobody tell me that my body is powerful? Did nobody tell me that there's more to my body than just pissing and shitting and farting and speaking and talking and having sex? I had to learn that on my own, and it was so fucking crazy. It was so crazy. It was actually the fucking most craziest thing I've ever went through in my life. Okay? And that like goes on all levels. Like I went through that. I went through all the tunnels, the mental, the spiritual, the physical, the soul, all of that. I went through all of those tunnels, bro. And that's why I'm here today speaking about this, because it's so important. Like, young girls, young men should know the power of their bodies, should know the power of what they hold within them. And it's not even about their bodies, like I said, they sacred temples, because we walk in temples. We walk in temples, and it's like I can see kind of what's in your temple by our interaction. I can kind of peek through that, like it's like sometimes people will have their blinds closed where you can't see shit, or people will have their windows open, like, all right, you can peep through whatever, cool. But it's so beautiful. I love that metaphor. I'm gonna start thinking about things more in that way, like, and I've been, but it's like when I think about it like that, when I'm just peeping into your temple, and you peeping in mine, and I can have my curtains open, or I can have them closed. I don't have to showcase all my shit, or I don't have to be on the forefront. Like, not even I don't have to be on the forefront, but I don't have to just lay all my cards down on the table. And I also don't gotta fucking hide. You feel me? Like, ain't shit wrong with that. But like, I just feel like if young men and young women, and like we all knew as a mass, like knew and was taught that, I feel like we would just be like, instead of the baby mama drama and the regular shit that you be seeing regarding that, I feel like everything would just be like, it would just be like a little fairy world. It would just be magic everywhere. There's already magic everywhere, but it would literally be magic. Like, if everybody knew the power of their bodies and the power of themselves and the power that they hold and their individualism, I feel like it would be a fucking, it would be crazy. And that's why I feel like I'm just gonna do that. Like, I'm just gonna fucking be a magician and just use my, like, use everything, not even everything, but just use what I, use my abilities to do to get what the fuck I want. Not even get what I want, but just take everything with me, you know, put it in my backpack, you know, and use it as wisdom or use it as a lesson, or I can use anything. However, anything on this earth and on this planet is useful in somehow, some way. So I can just do that. But I keep veering off of this topic. And it's like, and like, bro, I feel like this is so important. Like, if this ain't, I don't know, I feel like sometimes people be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't talk about sex with your kids, and a mom and a son shouldn't talk about sex, and a dad and a daughter shouldn't talk about sex, but you should definitely talk about sex with your fucking children. You should definitely touch on that. Okay? Not even touch on that. Like, bro, you like, cuz I feel like, bro, it's so many times that people don't know what the it's because people don't know what the fuck they doing, that they get themselves in a situation that they don't know how to fuck. They don't know how in the fuck, how in the shit fuck. You know, and it's like, nah, these people, we all need to know about it. We all need to know the dangers. We all need to know the precautions, or we all need to just be educated about sex. You know, not even just about sex, about love making. And it's that, I don't even like to use that term because that's, it's just like an act. It's like an act. You know, you can have sex, you can, sex is just something you can have, but you can't make love. You can't, not all sex is love making, is what I mean. You know, and the kind of sex that ain't love making is the kind that you should be precautious of. Like, I'm speaking to myself, this is eye to eye. Like, that's the kind that you should be precautious of, and you can make love without making love, without being in the act, without really being in that, like, in that sexual state. But you can still do that, and you can tell if there's an, if it's an agreement, you know, and if you can feel it. You know, like, one thing I would say is like, the temple will not lie to you. You know, it will not lie to you. Just like you go in somebody's house and it will reflect everything. It won't lie to you. They can't hide. It's gonna show. You know, just like in a person, it won't lie. So trust that. Whatever you're feeling, trust that. Also, it's nothing to be scared of, but trust your body, trust your instincts. And it's like I really had to really learn that, like, that's not something that you do out of like, oh yeah, let me just like, that's not something that you just be careless with, reckless with. You don't just, you, that's an intentional thing. That's not even a thing, but it's like, that's, intention should always be clear on that, because it's so powerful. Those intentions that get put into the actions and the everything that translates from you into the space between you and another person in that space, and plus the space that they add, like, to the space, it's so fucking, it's like, it's so powerful, and it's so influential. And when you influence, you influenced. Okay, when you too many fucks in, okay, you won't know until you too many fucks in. And you know, it's okay to be too many fucking fucks, too many fucks deep. You know, but you gotta like swim your way up to the top, because like, what the fuck you gonna do? Sit at the bottom and just sit there? Like, no, you gotta get the fuck out of there. You gotta replenish yourself. Okay, and that's the number one way that people can manipulate you. Like, that's, I don't want to say that's the number one way, but that's a tactic a lot of people use. Okay, let me say this for a better term. Like, people use their sexual energy to manipulate people intentionally. They do that with pure intentions on getting what the fuck they want. They don't give a fuck how they make you feel. They just want to get what they want. So they will use that. Okay? And however you receive that, it's like, if it's fogged up, you won't receive it correctly. If you're perceiving this like it is something that it's not, if your brain is all fogged up from everything that you're taking in from the space, from everything that's being surrounding, like everything that's surrounding you, if you're taking that in instead of being grounded in who you are, taking yourself outside of the space and being grounded in who you are, you know, it's like really fucking, like, that shit is almost, it's gonna be difficult to see the shit how it really is. It's gonna be difficult to really perceive it clearly, you know. So it's like, it's important to really just be grounded and to be present and to just be, you know, just be. But don't be out here giving your shit up freely. Hey, I ain't shaming nobody. Okay? People like to feel good. People like to do what the fuck they want to do. What makes them feel great, what they love to do, and that's fine. But take the precautions. Be intentional with your body. Be intentional with your actions. Be intentional with your respondents to people. Because even if somebody is offering that to you, that does not mean that you have to take it. That doesn't mean that you have to send them that same signal. Because sometimes we may not be on that signal, but also it's like, it'll flow when it's supposed to. It'll flow. Trust. So just stay protected and really just protect your temple. Make sure you cleansing your temple and feeding it positive energy. And I feel like when I really think about it like that, have I been like truly taking care of my temple? Like, it's not even on the outside and how the outside looking, what people see when they drive by. It's not about that shit. It's about what's in that temple. Like, bro, it's so crazy. But I don't be going for that shit though. Now, no. It's like, bro, I like, I don't know. Like, my intuition just be telling me, like, when it's just like not right, like, it's just not right. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not even talking about sexual. Like, I'm just like,
I am talking about sexual, kinda. I don't know. I ain't even like been doing that. Cause like that's not something I just. Anyways, I think. Oh, I think I'm blessed. And I gotta go. But I can't go for that. No, no can do.